Hello and welcome to another Boxcar tutorial video. Today's topic, characters. What is a character in Boxcar and what does it mean to have a character in whatever game you're playing? Really, a character in Boxcar is just a way to identify that game client for a command and a way to associate a game client to some sort of name. So the names don't need to match your characters in game. Boxcar doesn't inject to the process. It doesn't read a single game file log or anything. It knows nothing of your game. So really, it's just name them whatever you want. If you want to name them by their class, if you want to give them really short, like 2-letter names because you don't like to type long commands, I mean, great, do it. I do that. It's the best. Um, but yeah, let's talk about what we can do with characters. On the characters tab, one thing you can do is you can always change your order. So by changing the order, it actually changes the order of the default order of the characters on a window. So you can see here I have Icicle at the bottom. If I moved him up, he would now go here. If you have 20 or 30 characters, you might just want to order them by like what server they're on or whatever it may be. If you don't like the order of that, you can always change that order um, in the settings of the window explicitly. So if I said, well, actually, I'd rather just have Gristle on top, I can move Gristle all the way to top and save the order, and that overrides the default order. Um, Another thing you can do is you can always enable and disable characters. Disabling a character just means that it's not going to render in any window it's assigned to. It's not going to be included in the auto launch sequence. So you can just disable and enable characters like that. The other thing you can do with characters is you can assign them categories, and they're comma separated. So you could say DPS and tank, something like that. And if you do that, what it does is it allows you to use categories instead of saying, hey, I could do all .dps, and you might have two DPSs here. And that would okay, so not only would Icicle, but also Cheeto would press the key 1 when this happened. So you can categorize people so you don't have to write their name, or maybe you have some sort of interchangeable classes where you're like, oh, these sometimes have these DPS and sometimes have those DPS. You can go ahead and do that. Really, really cool thing. Another thing you do is set a keybind. So this is like the same keybind syntax that we use for our keybinds for our buttons. Check out the keybinds tutorial video if you have questions about the keybinds, but you can set a keybind to quickly switch to a character at any time. Well, anyway, that's all for today's tutorial on characters. If you have any other questions, please consider liking and subscribing.